Hello everyone, my name is Margarita. I'm Ukrainian political activist. For 5 years now, our country has been enduring an unannounced war with Russia. And this week, according to Steinmayer's agreement, at the initiative of our president, the troop pullback began. This is the biggest news now. And the main problem that a lot of Ukrainians see, it looks like a withdrawal of our troops only. They predict Russia will not withdraw their troops at all. Well, do we really expect they give back these territories after 5 years of fighting? Since 2014, Ukrainians have been waiting for our special forces to find the enemy leaders and destroy them, just like the United States has destroyed the leader of ISIS. We've all seen this picture on news, which looks perfect to me. When Donald Trump, as a commander-in-chief, announced at a press conference that the most wanted terrorist in the world has been eliminated by US special forces, he declared that Islamic State commander died like a dog. As a coward, he ran away from the soldiers to detonate himself and his family. But we still only dream of such an end for our enemies. The Ukrainian leaders haven't even officially acknowledged we are at war. Evidence of the presence of the Russian army has been recorded on video by journalists since the beginning of the conflict. But our new commander-in-chief, President Volodymyr Zelensky, as his predecessor, only used words war and military conflict with Russia. Neither we nor other countries have legally formalized this war. For years, we've been conducting an anti-terrorist operation. Ukraine's leadership continues to play into the hand of our enemy, Putin, giving him all the opportunities to wage a hybrid war. If they had confirmed this war legally, his words about that this is a civil war, civil conflict in Ukraine, would be not adequate anymore. Initially between us there were the Minsk arrangements, which the Ukrainian side carried out by Ukrainian oligarch Viktor Medvedchuk, who is Putin's crony, by the way. Later, anti-terrorist operation was renamed the Joint Force Operation. And now, when Volodymyr Zelensky has approved Steinmayer's formula, which about former Georgia president said, we also accepted Steinmayer's formula in 2008, and after that a full-scale war with Russia began. Now it looks like we're losing these territories annexed by Russia forever, and they are always ready to attack again. But before the election, President promised with his crew, they were speaking about that our economy would do so well, that people in Donbass and Crimea would want to return to us. But now it's clear that it's not going to happen. In my previous video, I described that economy is doing terrible because they are continuing to practice double taxation. And how can we have an agreement with Russia in Normandy format if Russia is not a party in the conflict? Whole Western world has recognized and imposed sanctions against Russia, but they do not recognize officially themselves. They're not involved officially in the conflict, even though they obviously are. By agreement in the Steinmayer formula, Donbass will have democratic elections after troops pull back. But how these elections can happen if only officially 1.5 million people left this area? Who will run for these elections? The OSCE said that they will guarantee fair elections without violence, but they have been there since 2014. Since this period, since 2014, during that time, 14,000 people were killed. Ukrainian soldiers and volunteers were killed. Why should we pull back from our land first? Poroshenko has been acting like a super diplomat for 5 years and has lost so many lives, pretending that we cannot break Minsk agreements, who signed by Putin's crony. Now Zelensky is starting with the same thing. And what price will citizens pay this time? Some people are saying, we hope that new president knows what he's doing, maybe he have something that will stop Putin, but there is a little faith in new agreements. The price for this opportunity Zelensky leads to can be really high. Ukrainians understand everything. We have already realized that our worst enemies is doing their job from inside of the country. So why should other countries help us if our own position is blurred for them? We haven't legally formalized the war yet, and we're not even trying to cut the roots of corruption. So these 5 years have shown to us that even with a huge financial support from all over the world, especially American, the anxiety of European countries and the presence of OSCE, our problem remains. The war continues, corruption is amazingly high, and the influence of Russian agents inside the country is huge. So far, we don't see criminal proceedings, treason against those responsible for crimes against Ukraine. We can only count on ourselves in this battle. Then all the world will support us. But now the question remains, in whose interest Zelensky's policy will be.